What's up, y'all? It's your boy Isaiah Tilson back, and this is the First Amendment news, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. After I see y'all last night, man, how y'all doing today, man? Just to uh, just to let y'all know, man. I'm kind of sick, so I'm taking it slow today. Anyway, hit the like, subscribe to the page, do anything you possibly do. This is a page that we talk about African American issues. And we talk about worldwide of things, but I try to get into African American issues a lot on this show. So, one thing I want you guys to understand or want you guys to even feel is that, I've been seeing a conversation get around a lot about reparations. And that's one conversation that I was the pioneer with. I was talking about that conversation all this year. If you look back inside a lot of my pages, a lot of my talks, I talk about reparations a lot. And that's one thing I really, really want to just, conversate with. I definitely, that was my thing, you know what I mean? But, one thing when I talk about reparations, I don't want African Americans to get to get the question that do for self is not there. You know, as African Americans, man, living in America, sometimes you can get bombarded with the victim status. You can you can feel like a victim in so many circumstances. And best believe, yo, I'm not saying that we're not a victim. We are a victim. And people say, well, it's wrong to paint yourself as a victim, but it's great to know what you are and to move ahead from that. We act like victims. The way we act, our character, our characteristics, our demeanor, what we do when we get certain things, when we get certain incentives to do better, what we actually do with it, and how we take effect to things. We act like victims through our characteristics. So, I'm not trying to say that we're victims to uh to weaponize the situation and make other people feel bad. But I'm honestly understanding the issues and the problems. But with calling us a victim of circumstances from people, we gotta really understand that we can't continue to we can talk about us being victims, but we can't stay in the mindset of a victim. You know what I mean? We can't stay there as a victim and say, well, we're a victim, we can't do nothing until the government give us something. No, that's not the that's not the conversation I'm having for reparations. And I heard a lot of people yesterday. I was just paying attention to everybody. A lot of times I'll be doing my own reports and worrying about my own issues. But yesterday I was paying attention to everybody, just laying in the bed, just like watching everybody information. And I watching people just say, about reparations and about we not doing nothing until the government gives us something. And I'm like, no, 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 no. That's exactly, and everybody has the right to say whatever they want to say, but that's exactly what I'm not saying. I want people to understand that what I am saying is that we can, we can, we will not turn in a favor from the government. We will not stop fighting for what the government owes us. But even if the government fails to give us this, even the fighting for what the government owe us is kind of like a rallying point. That's how I look at it. We rallying with each other and standing by each other on the same cause. Even if we get it or not, it's still like we sticking together. And that's how I look at the reparations and even the bill as us sticking together as people, but as people saying in a lot of situations that reparations is supposed to take care of us and all that. No, that's not what this movement is doing. This movement is us actually speaking up for ourselves. You know what I mean? So I just want to get that clear and understand, let people understand that reparations is not a movement of 100% painting you like a victim and staying there. You know what I mean? You could say that. Listen, we a victim of American what America has done for us, but uh, we're not gonna stay there. We're figuring it out right now. We have a lot of successful African Americans that's going around the United States that's figuring it out. That it don't matter what you might consider successful as another race, but what we consider as successful to us is what we doing. You know what I mean? So we gotta understand what's actually happening, man. I just want people to really understand that. You know what I mean? With saying that we want reparations is not saying that we are a victim. You know what I mean? I want African Americans to understand that too. Do not paint yourself as no. Say that we are a victim, but don't paint yourself as staying as a victim. Don't paint yourself as actually giving up and staying as a victim. That's the wrong thing to do. But we got a lot of we got a lot of repairs to do with our community, and we all see this every single day. The repairs that we have to do with our community, especially with gun violence. I made a statement before, and I said we cannot let entertainers be our heroes, our leaders, our community leaders. That is not the role for entertainers, like as in rappers and movie stars and boxers and basketball players and football players. We cannot let them be. Our heroes have to be political figures. You know, I'm not talking about uh, inside the government organizations. I'm talking about inside our organizations. We have to have our political heroes need to be not nobody that has money or somebody that we fear or somebody that we know. Our political figures need to literally be political figures and understand, think with their brain and not think with their basketball, think with their hands, or think with the way that they critique words, because we will never have nobody on the level, on a worldwide level, of talking to major world powers. You know what I mean? We still don't have somebody right now to talk to major world powers other than I would give Oprah and Barack Obama. You know what I mean? So as a people of the United States and and growing up in a machine that's so powerful, you understand what I'm saying? We are a part of a machine that's so powerful for us not to control at least the leg, control the arm, control the fingers, control the toenails, you know, control something. For us not to control nothing is very alarming. And it's not for what the government has done to us at an extent, it's what we're going to do for ourselves. So this is all about building ourselves, man. Believe me, I want to start doing like at least weekly shows about how are we gonna attack the issue that's going on inside our community, gun violence and drugs. How are we going to attack these major issues that's going on inside our community, and that feel as though that people feel as though that these that the drugs help the areas. People feel as though that without drug dealing they can't survive. How do we directly address those people and let them know that we have your back? You know what I mean? We have your back. We understand what's going on. You know, the reason why we're losing our youth. The reason why we're using our youth, and I keep saying it a lot, is because what we gave them. You understand what I'm saying? We gave them a community that's stricken with drugs, a community that is stricken with police locking us up, that is stricken with us not controlling it, has no type of savings, no type of nothing to help us actually defeat the actual goal. We gave them a community like that. That is hurt, that is battered, that is beaten. We gave them a community like that. So it's like at one point we gotta understand what these young kids is saying to us. We gotta talk back to them. We got to talk back to them with positive conversations and positive messages. You know, that's why I keep saying that we cannot use entertainers like rappers to address these young kids. We got to start putting political figures in their face in school so they can understand that, okay, I got the rappers, I got the sports athletes, but I actually got a political figure that I know that runs the world, that does talk to Vladimir Putin, that does talk to people in Africa, that does talk to people in Sierra Leone and people in the Middle East and India and China and Japan and the Philippines. You know, he has a political connection around the world, where so he can make these connections, not entertainers. You know what I mean? Because even though we got people that's working on our neighborhoods, but we need to I told my brother this one day. I said, "Yo, bro, you know what it's like living in America? It's like being on a leaky boat. You know what I mean? You could patch up one leak, but you got four more other. So if you spend too much time on this one leak, the whole boat's gonna sink. So what you need to do is you need to put some patch mix on that, put some patch mix on that, put some patch mix on that, and don't care about if the patch mix is still have a little leak coming out, as long as you get to all the holes, and then you start repairing after you get to all the holes. But we have to put something to block the holes right now. We have a lot of holes in our community and inside our neighborhoods, inside our people. We have people that is 100% right with this. I talk about political things. We have political figures of African Americans that sits on democratic stages in our political realm that is screwing us. That is collecting a check and keeping their mouth shut and continuously having our neighborhoods dealt like that. I'm not going to put that on the Democrats though. I'm going to put that on ourselves because us as people, we need to know these people in our neighborhoods that is collecting the money from the government for being our representation for the government, and they're screwing us. You know what I mean? And they're 100% screwing us. That's why I like my brothers, man, my Muslim brothers that went down there and actually kicked some of them senators' asses with their words. You know what I mean? And they were mad. They was about to throw them out. But that's what we got to do. We can't be so scared of what Johnny gonna say and Rodney and Kidney. We can't be so scared of what they're gonna say because it don't matter what they're gonna say. It's about what our people is doing. It's about how can we 100% help our people out and not let them feel like they victims of circumstances, victims of the struggle. Believe me, we let our people down hugely in the 80s and the early 70s. We let our people down because what Martin Luther King did, we didn't combat that, and we didn't continue to uplift our people at that state. Now I understand that we was going through things. So you know, you're going through things. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to knock us and say, you know what I mean, why this, why that when you're going through things as a people, you have to understand that yo, man, we're in situations every day. You know what I mean? We're in fights, we're in problems every single day. We can't 100% care about one issue and not care about another, but we have to keep our eyes open. You know what I mean? We look at the way that they sell opioids to our communities. We look at the way that they raise taxes and gentrify our communities. We look at these things. And I say that these are kitchen table issues, which we have to combat with. We have to combat with, and this is a little bit world news. I'm sorry for everybody. The death toll is at 290 for all the people that lost their lives with multiple bombings. Virginia Beach Group provides huge food hugs for homeless and Easter. Yeah, for people that lost their lives yesterday for for uh for bombings uh, and terrorist attacks. And believe me, you guys, just like I keep telling people, the things that you see that goes on around the world with the terrorist attacks and whatever, don't think that America is just innocent. And we just sit back and say, no, we got to make sure people got to stop fighting. People got to stop fighting. We got to stop. Don't sit back and think America is just innocent because that's not true. America is not innocent. We have our hands inside deadly things all over this world, stealing, killing from people, hurting from people, taxing people. The way we tax South Korea is out of control. The way we tax Japan is out of control. We forcing them inside the regimes of other people like Vladimir Putin, like China, like India. We forcing them to be a part of different regimes that they don't want to really be a part of. We're forcing that. So the reason why I keep telling African Americans to get our shit together because it's gonna be just like now. We're gonna be going to war for shit that we don't even want to fight for. And I'm not doing it this time. We're not doing it with our people. First, I'm 30. I can't go. But we're not doing it for our people at all. We're not doing it this time. We're not gonna go to war for you guys if you guys is not gonna put a fucking food on our tables. This is a it's not about the 2% of African Americans is doing good inside America. It's about the whole African Americans. It's not about when I get money, I'm gonna make it out. Then this person, no, because you're forgetting about the people that you're dealing with. I'm dealing with my people. I'm trying to help our people. I'm trying to help my people, our people. I'm trying to just do something to so people can care. Remember that, you guys. Remember that, you guys. Remember whatever message that you have today, man. You just keep it on 100% that, you know what I mean? No killing, no drug dealing inside our neighborhoods. None of this. None of this. And I'm putting together a team of African American men that is not going to let this slide no more. Believe me, even if it is from the Muslims, uh, 200 men from the Muslims, 200 men from the Hebrew Israelites, 200 men from the Kemetic community, 200 men from the uh, from the Freemasons, 200 men from Black Lives Matter, 200 men from, even if it's issues like that where we got to put it together through other, we don't have to believe the same thing, but we can all come together on accordance because we all are brown and we getting killed for being brown. So let's come together on one accordance of just being brown. You see what I'm saying, yeah? You know what I mean, this is the issues that we are facing living in America. And believe me, y'all, we're gonna get through it. This is not no overtask or no high situation where I feel as though we not gonna win. We're gonna get through this. We're actually doing a good job as it is right now. I see more and more people, no matter if you Democrat or Republican, I see more and more people caring about policies about African. Well, how did that actually affect African Americans? And as long as you got somebody standing up for you saying that, then I don't think it's no harm, no foul. Now, a lot of things I don't agree with, and I vocally talk about that, but I would never beat nobody down. I would never hurt them, bash them on this show. I would never do that. I tell the truth, unless you are a Black American, and I'm gonna say this again, and you collecting money from the government and you screwing our people. Then I'm gonna beat you and I'm gonna bash you down. I'm gonna say hurtful things about you. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. If I look up the numbers and I see that you're stealing from our people, then I promise you. Now remember, you can always reconcile, but remember, I am going to beat you up and bash you. I'm telling you that. So if I look at a political figure in local areas that's stealing money and African American, oh shit, you got hell to pay. You got hell to pay. You got hell to pay. And this is an honest guy answer for me. You're gonna have hell to pay. So with that being said, y'all, we got a lot more shows coming up tonight. Tonight we're gonna just talk about the Russia solely influence the election with the Mueller report, and then we get more and more into the Mueller report, more and more by days. But I appreciate everybody. I wanted to bring y'all this quick message early in the morning. I appreciate everything that y'all do. Hit the like, subscribe to the page, do anything you could possibly do, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate everything. Thank you. I appreciate it.